Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Toy Photography here at Hangar Bay 23. As usual, I'm Keith, and I'm kind of the master of ceremonies here at the channel. As per the norm for this season, doing something a little different for this video. If you remember back to the season launch video, I guess it was, I said I just picked up a vintage 1980-ish X-Wing from the Empire Strikes Back saga. So this is the battle damaged X-Wing that was released right after Empire came out. She needs a little bit of work to get her back to where she needs to be for display. So this video, what we're going to do is just going to go through and restore, just restore a toy, and keeping it out of the recycle bin, keeping it out of the trash pile, and just giving it another few years in its life. It's going to go in my personal collection, so realistically this will be the only time you see it. At the end, when she's all restored, I may take her out and just do like a picture or two with her, but then it's just going to go up on the shelf into the collection. Not trying to do a lot of these toy restoration videos. There's folks out there that do many more and do a lot better job than I do. Really, that's where I get a lot of my knowledge from, is watching the folks. Gentleman over in England, his YouTube channel, Toy Polloi, incredible. If you're into toy restoration, highly recommend checking him out, because he is incredible, wealth of knowledge. But with that, let's hop over to the workbench, start taking apart this X-Wing, and seeing what we can do with her. So he picked up this pretty cool looking Return of the Jedi battle damaged X-Wing at a toy show in Hershey a couple weeks ago for $10. Still at $10, just because if we wanted to part it out, sell it on eBay, the one cannon that came with it is going for $10 right now anyway. So if I wanted to sell her, I already get my money back on it, but not one of the things that I wanted to do. My thing is, I want to take older toys that are kind of bound for the scrapyard, give them a new life, put them back in the collection while spending kind of the minimal amount of money on it as possible. So right away, she's got some great things going for her. She's got some negatives that we're going to have to work on. The first thing that's a super positive for it is the red light on her nose. You can see that kind of comes on. So the connections may be a little weak or something in there. Want to get that opened up and make sure what's going on with our connections. But those are all intact. That light still comes on whenever we're adding the buttons, whenever we're pushing the buttons. So we know all that's intact. It doesn't come on as consistently as it should, so maybe just a loose wire or something there. That's going to be a not that difficult of a fix. What you didn't hear was a little motor laser sound that it's supposed to have in there. Hopefully that the motor's just locked up on it. A little bit of oil, a little bit of spin on the flywheel, and she'll be good to go. We'll see whenever we get her taken apart. The biggest problem that she has is this, the upper right S-foil is completely broken off inside the wing box. While concerning, it's not that terrible, because all the repairs that we're going to make to her are going to be hidden inside the body, inside that wing box. So that's nothing that's going to be too concerning with it. When we try to lock in the other S-foils, they're not locking in place. I don't know if that's because this wing is broken off, or if because the R2 is so worn down, it's just not catching. But we can, both of those are simple fixes once we get her taken apart. But there she is, right when we're starting the project. So the first thing that we need to do is get her all torn down, see what's going on with these wires, get this wing kind of rebuilt in the wing box, and then get her cleaned up and start getting the parts we need. Most everything we need, well, we're only missing a couple parts. Right away you can tell that the canopy cockpit cover is missing. We need to get one of those, and then just 3 extra blasters, and that's really the only parts we're missing. So we'll get her cleaned up good, get her put back together, get the parts we need, and she'll be good to go for the collection. So getting the X-Wing apart not really a big deal. There's a couple screws. There's one here on the back end right in front of the R2 unit, and then there's one on the belly just in front of the front landing gear. Take those two screws apart and she should start coming apart for us. So reach over here to the toolbox, grab us a small Phillips, and start taking her apart here. I'm going to put my parts in these little crayon boxes. I've got crayon boxes, I've got pencil boxes, some index card boxes and everything. Walmart is my favorite place in the world for these boxes. Not only for the look of them, you spray paint them, stuff like that, they make great background pieces for the pictures, but for little parts and bits and stuff like this, as we're disassembling everything, it works absolutely great for them. So we'll flip her over here with this front screw. So I told you an untruth, because I forgot about the two that hold the back end on. So there's the one in the nose gear, one in the back, and then the two here on the aft end of the ship. I was thinking to myself that that was not a lot of screws holding her together, but there should be a couple more. So I'll just gently work on getting her apart here. So nose comes off, back end's off, top piece will just ease right off of here. Set her off to the side. And pull this whole wing box assembly out. The wing box is held in two screws. You can see there's, whoops, my little R2 catch off there. Wing box is held in place by two screws. You can see there's spots there for four, but there's only two that are going to be holding it in place. We'll undo that. And there comes the wing box. As far as the motor goes, yeah, that was stuck there for a second. There's a little bit of sticking going on there. So we'll just brush her up really good there. Let's see if that solves the problem first off. And if not, then we'll go from there. Like I said, I don't want to do a lot of complete rebuild on her, but we'll do what we need to do. As far as the R2 piece goes, for the wing box and everything, it actually doesn't look that bad. You saw this little tab pop off whenever you pulled it all apart. So this piece is actually what holds the wings in and out whenever you push R2 down. This rides up and locks in place underneath the R2. Which keeps the wings in their attack position, and then you slide it back and R2 pops back up. R2's held in place. Whenever we pull these wings apart here, there's going to be a screw in there, and we'll pull them apart and get R2 squared away. But I'll need to fiddle a little bit with this piece right here to get these pins out. There's a pin here that will slide out and let me get these wings out. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here so you can see what I'm doing. So I'll shift this a little bit.
You just work that pin, and these wings will come right out. So this one pops out. I'll pull in on my R2 here. Yep, and that's it. She's all apart. So, right here's the screw. Here's the screw that holds the R2 piece in. If we needed to adjust her, move her around so that that round piece would lock in place, that's all you do is unscrew that, turn it around, put it back in, screw it back together, and your R2 would be good to go. But that's going to be good to go like it is right there. So next thing we're going to do, the most important thing we're going to do tonight is get this wing put back together. So I've got a little foam tray here. I've got my wings kind of leveled out to a point where they match up kind of nicely there, where I think she'll be able to sit. And the glue will kind of cure and hold everything in place without too much pressure or anything being on the wing. So we'll do a couple more test fits of this, make sure I've got everything lined up. So the next thing we're going to do tonight is just get this wing box, or this wing put back together. Kind of got a carriage kind of mated up for it that I think will help hold her in place. At least for the glue to set. Got it kind of matched up, so she's going to fit nicely there. So I'm going to put some glue on it and hope for the best on this one. For this glue, I'm using a clear Gorilla Glue. Just a little bit along the seams here. Nothing too extreme. Stick her right back in there, put her pieces together, and just hold it for a couple seconds. So while that glue dries, we're going to go ahead and pause right here, let that set up, and wrap up this video. It's actually been going for a little bit longer than what I had anticipated with the filming and the editing and stuff like that. So this first half of the video, we'll go ahead and pause it right here. But if you like where we're going on this video, please just take a moment, like, subscribe, hit the bell up there so you can catch up with all the videos we're posting here on Hangar Bay 23, and you'll know whenever we post part 2 of this restoration project on this X-Wing. So until then, thanks for spending these past couple of minutes with us. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and I hope you come back and check in for part 2 of this restoration of the X-Wing. So thanks for your time, have a great day, and y'all be safe, and we'll see you again soon.